Well, I just want to say thank you, everybody who is joining us on the Hop-In platform for the Reimagine Biopharma Innovation Showcase. And for all of my good friends and colleagues on LinkedIn Live, I wanted to welcome you. We've been spending today trying to uncover some of the brightest ideas and people that are transforming the life sciences industry. If you haven't had a chance to check any of that out, you can see some of the live sessions happening tomorrow. Just follow the Arsenal Advisors company page on LinkedIn and you will see it live streamed. Or you can click on one of the many posts that we have that I've made that have been on the Arsenal feed, on the Reimagine Biopharma feed, and check out the Hop-In platform. Get yourself a pass and go check out tons of on-demand content, a bunch of downloadable resources, but also see the presentations that we're going to have tomorrow, which can be really exciting. So we'll tell you about those in a second. But Eric, we had a big day today, and I thought that we could just very quickly recap for everybody on our summit platform, and maybe as a teaser to our friends that haven't clicked through and done that easy task yet to make themselves better and check out Reimagine Biopharma. But go through those sessions and just give our hot takes. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think the opening session with Jay Graves, if there's any shadow of doubt that having an active, proactive, I should say, diversity and inclusion program at your company, it's a force multiplier. And I just encourage everyone on this platform to go back and listen to what Jay has to say, because that can really produce results for your organization. Now, like we mentioned, it's going to have impact on your climate and culture and making your organization a great place to work, where people can show up as their, and bring their most authentic version of themselves to work and proactively engage one another better, that it can also pay dividends on your bottom line. Because as Jay showed us today, it pays to have that kind of environment. And when your organization's performing better in biopharma and medtech, who's it impacting? Patients. So it's the people that are driving the results of the pipelines and the commercial strategies. So that was my hot take on that session.
I thought it was really powerful. I totally agree with your comments. And for the life sciences industry, which very much has room to grow in this particular area, I think that you and Jay had a really dynamic, conversation. Jay's approach and point of view is really profound. The two of you bringing up the point that we have many, many incredible, veterans that are a part of our life science organizations, and leveraging them in the lessons learned through that military experience and the diverse backgrounds that you're all exposed to, that we've got to move beyond advisory boards internally and make sure that the actions and the scorecard kind of line up to these intentions. There's just a big, big opportunity for us to improve. And I think that my hot take here is that when it comes to truly leveraging the opportunity, what's right about this beyond just saying we achieved a goal is there are real outcomes here that are important for society, for industry, for companies, and we need to make sure that our actions and behaviors measured are equal, if not exceeding, those lovely intentions that show up on PowerPoint at quarterly business meetings and beyond. It's time to act, and that's why we're so excited to have started the day on the people note and talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it continues that very conversation tomorrow, which I'm really excited about, as we bring Joy Monahan from AbbVie on the platform to talk a bit about her points of view and some innovative things that they're up to. So the next one is omni-channel engagement. That was a really powerful panel with folks from Radius Health, Akebia Therapeutics, BMS, Arteric. That was a fun session. Eric, what did you see as a hot takeaway?
Wow, I mean, 2.5 pages of notes later, and maybe a little bit of carpal tunnel firing up from it. I think the takeaway is to for innovators, it's very clear that you cannot be too stuck in your lane, in your status quo. You have to be open to explore different options. I think a humbling part, and I just really appreciated, I think it was Hans' vulnerability on that, saying, hey, I'm a digital marketer, but wow, did FedEx work? During the pandemic, people opened FedEx. And it was, and by the way, that was my experience, in my commercial role as a manager out in the field. So, it was encouraging to see that. It was very clear that we have to keep our eyes open, our heads up, while we're doing what we do. And your panel was amazing. It's almost like it's hard for me to have one take on it other than stay engaged, check back in. Our community is, if nothing else, is really wired. And we have our thumb on the pulse of these innovations. So that was an outstanding session.
I thank you for saying that. I'm so impressed with our panelists. That was all-star faculty for sure. There were two hot takes I've got. The first is that, and we covered this, I think, pretty thoroughly, is that if 2020 was a year that represented the two very cliche P words that we're kind of getting tired of, which was pivot and pilot, that 2021 for senior leaders in particular, I feel like you don't need a title to lead. We're all under the same pressure, which is it was actually delivering on the promise and perform. That's what we need to do. And this omni-channel concept is really fascinating. We've tried a lot of different things, but do we know really what's working? I know that we're attacking this omni-channel approach, all of these different channels, all of these different initiatives, but how is it really resonating with the customer? And if I were to build on that resonation concept, last weekend in the house, I was playing with the sound bar for the TV, and did the fiddling around, turned on the TV, and I was watching a Premier League game. And most people know I love the Premier League. Well, there was this delay. Both the TV and the sound bar were on like 7, so it was loud as heck. The whole bouncing off the wall, crazy. But there was a delay, and it did not sound good. It was loud, it was crisp, but it was not aligned. And I think that that's the type of metaphor we need to think about when it comes to omni-channel marketing. We can be doing many things, attacking from many different angles, different sources of the value proposition. But how are those sound waves, how are those marketing waves actually entering the ear canal, the mind of your customer? And if it's not synced up, if you don't know what's working, if you can't tell that the sound bar's on 10 and the TV's on 3 and why this doesn't sound right, there's going to be a lot of room for improvement. I think that's why it's such a hot topic, and I'm so grateful for the folks that showed up to share that with us. Okay, so the next session we had was about augmented and virtual reality. Lots of opportunities for training, medical affairs, teaching medical procedures, you name it. What did you think? What's your hot take?
Well, I mean, the bottom line on that is that technology and those opportunities are opening up a new way to make a virtual experience more personalized. I mean, the stories about showing how stigmatism and literally things that patients are going through in a tangible way, and utilizing those resources, which ironically, it's technological, but it also, helps, us connect as human beings to what the patients are going through in their various conditions. So as a raging empath, I love the possibilities and potential for those platforms to really help us understand the patient journey better. That was my hot take on that.
That's a great hot take. Well, I'm gonna jump ahead to the hot take around the following session, which was all about the patient. The idea of patient support programs, what they represent, the data you can acquire, but most importantly, the impact it can have on patients, especially in this largely remote environment where people are being treated, they're being diagnosed, they're taking medications, and to find out if they're really compliant, adherent, the opportunity to have a coach and to revolutionize your patient support program and really deliver on that promise that you have on your mission page is quite prolific. There's a big opportunity, and I love where technology is going. Our final session was taking a look at gamification and asking the question, do doctors play games? What was your hot take?
Hell yes, they do. And not only do they play games, this company had impact on helping doctors brush up on intubation procedures and things like that during the pandemic. So the ability of gamification to have applications to impacting patient care during kind of a sneak attack pandemic, to me is very encouraging. And the applications that stood out to me is, it can help us in the life sciences industry very broadly, medical affairs. I mean, they already have CME opportunities there that, are really going to make, I think, ultimately, my ultimate hot take on this, if you will, is it's fun and engaging. And it has the opportunity, really, again, this kind of goes back to making your place a great place to live and work. Learning doesn't have to be a grim experience. There are possibilities for these kind of technologies to really make our organizations a better place to work as well.
I agree. Well, on that note, we're coming to the top of the hour. So Eric, thanks for giving your hot takes. We really appreciate it. I hope everybody will check out the link to Reimagine Biopharma. The Innovation Showcase covers a lot of ground with some best of replays tonight and a packed day tomorrow. So I hope you go ahead and check it out. So Eric, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right, everybody, we'll see you on the platform really soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.